Congratulations, Fish Report Live, on your 50th episode.
Hi, Fish Report. Congrats on the 50th web show.
We really appreciate all that you guys do. And from the Haas State Track Team, go Bucks.
Congratulations, Fish Report, on your 50th show!
Jasmine. Hi, I'm Shonda. Hi, I'm Megan. And on behalf of the Western East Salem Cross Country and Track and Field teams, congratulations, Fish Report, on your 50th show.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio, it's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Go ahead, Ken. Do it. I can't do it. Go ahead.
Welcome, everybody, to our 50th edition of Fish Report Live. I'm Ken Francis. I've got Craig Fissinger with me. I've got TK and Heavy D in the sound room. And, it's March 6th, 2013, Craig, our 50th show. And as you can see, Craig's taking it kind of rough.
Yeah, we already had on the show the OSU track girls. We had the Big Orange track girls. We had the Russia cheerleaders. We had Paige Ordine. It's been a heck of a show already, and we haven't even got to our big interviews yet tonight, have we?
Well, we've got a couple big ones tonight, special for our 50th show. First, we've got St. Henry boys head basketball coach and Russia alumni Eric Rosenbeck joining us live from Trent Arena in Kettering, actually. And we've also got a recorded interview that we did on Monday night with spring training guru, baseball knowledge man, and one Dave Ross, who was talking to us live from Goodyear, Arizona, actually on Monday night in a recorded interview. So really looking forward to listening to that interview and to talking to Eric Rosenbeck.
All right, well, Ken, let's get things started like we have the last 49 shows with our weekly trivia question. You got me last week. I'm ready to start a new winning streak, though.
Well, I've got a good one for you this week, Craig. And since tonight's our 50th show, you remember our first show, right?
I sure do.
And it was about what?
About cross country.
It was about cross country. Well, our number one competitor, the competitive network that we deal with a lot, is who?
ESPN?
ESPN, right. Well, their first show was September 7th, 1979. What sporting event did ESPN cover on their first show?
Oh, good question.
Is it A, World Cup soccer, B, World Series of poker, C, slow pitch softball, or D, NCAA college football?
Soccer, poker, softball, or football? Right. Those are my four choices.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to send that out on Twitter, and I'm going to look for a little help. I had a couple people tell me, Craig, send the question on Twitter. I'll give you some help. So I'm going to count on you guys out there. All right, Ken. Well, let's get things started talking girls basketball like we have the last several weeks. I want to go back to the sound room, get our girls basketball experts back there. TK and Heavy D, they're back in our sound room again. And guys, that just had a game that just finished up here just a few minutes ago. Mechanicsburg at Tri-Village. Any report on that game?
Craig, haven't got the final score on that. We know it should be just about finished up. When we last left it, the Tri-Village was up 10 over Mechanicsburg. It's a battle of a couple names we know. Dodane at Mechanicsburg had 11, and Faulkner from Tri-Village also had 11. The key so far through the game, and I think that lead, was the fact that through the third quarter, Tri-Village had held Mechanicsburg to 3 attempts from outside the three-point line. So some stifling defense there was keeping Mechanicsburg at bay, and we'll hopefully get a final score before the show's over here.
And then another huge game, guys, was Fort Laramie versus Marion Local, and I believe that game is tomorrow night, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Craig. We got Fort Laramie coming into the game 23-3. We got Marion Local coming in 19-7. These two teams did meet the first game of the year. Laramie took that one 78-75, so it's setting up to be a real good rematch. Depending on the outcome of the Mechanicsburg Tri-Village game, Fort Laramie played Mechanicsburg back on January 8th. They won pretty handily, 76-44. They turned around and lost to Tri-Village in the regional finals last year, 69-48. Marion Local did beat the MAC Player of the Year Horseman and the NWCC Player of the Year Patton. Now they have the SCL Player of the Year Rose to contend with, so it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that sounds like a heck of a matchup. And let's talk a little Division III, too. We got one local team we're interested in, Anna. I know they're playing Miami East. I believe that game was originally scheduled for, tonight, and it's been postponed? Or
Yeah, those games have been postponed until tomorrow night, those Springfield games. And as you said, it is Anna, another rematch. Anna against Miami East. Always, the last couple of years, has been a good game. Miami East coming in at 25-1, and Anna coming in at 22-4. And in that game earlier this year, Anna did give Miami East their one loss. So this, of course, looks like it's going to line up to be quite another battle down in Springfield. So if you got a couple minutes to head over to Springfield, it'll be a good one to watch. Probably a lot like the wrestling match between Anna and Versailles. It'll be a battle between Miami East and Anna.
All right, guys, thanks for that girls basketball report. And Ken, let's talk a little boys basketball. Speaking of postponed games, there was 3 of them that were postponed last night, weren't there?
Yes, there was. The Division IV district final games were supposed to be played last night at UD Arena. Those games had to get postponed because of the snowstorm. Got moved tonight to Kettering, to Trent Arena in Kettering, and some big games. 2 of the 3 are already done. Seven Hills took on Tri-Village. Tri-Village came in at 25-0. Seven Hills had a very mediocre record at 8-16. The result was as expected. Tri-Village won that game easily, 71-31. So a big win for Tri-Village. They moved to 26-0 on the year. Very good basketball team. The second game of the night was we thought would be a close game, Craig, and it was. Fort Laramie Redskins out of the Shelby County League came in at 13-11. They took on the Eagles of Troy Christian, who came into the game at 23-2, and it was a very close game throughout. Troy Christian led at halftime by 3 points. The game remained fairly close till mid-fourth quarter. Troy Christian actually pulled ahead by 12 points. Fort Laramie cut the game to 4, had a chance to cut it to 2. Couldn't quite get it done, though. Troy Christian, with a bunch of free throws down the stretch, wins the game 65-56. So Troy Christian moves on to regional play along with Tri-Village. The nightcap tonight will have Jackson Center Tigers coming in at 21-4, taking on Cincinnati Christian at 18-6.
All right, and let's talk about that D4 Northwest District. A couple games there last night. I know the first one, Delphus beat New Bremen. I guess I was a little surprised with the outcome in that one, Ken. I didn't expect Delphus to win.
Yeah, I actually listened to the game, Craig. I saw New Bremen play earlier in the year. They're a very physical team. Delphus is a very good team led by MAC Player of the Year, Curtis Geisey. I had an opportunity to see Curtis Geisey play earlier in the year also, and he's a phenomenal player. And, I knew that would be a close game and really wasn't surprised too much by the outcome. The second game of the night had the St. Henry Redskins getting a 10-point win over Convoy Crestview. Big win for Coach Eric Rosenbeck and his St. Henry Redskins as they move on now to play Delphus St. John's.
All right, Ken. Well, speaking of that head coach, he was the MAC co-coach of the year, and I believe we have him live on the phone right now. He is head coach of the St. Henry Redskins, Eric Rosenbeck. Coach, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, I understand you are at Trent Arena right now scouting the Jackson Center Tigers. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. I'm around all the Jackson faithful are getting ready, and Troy Christian just beat Fort Laramie. They're very quick, very athletic. It was a pretty good game.
Okay, now I know that Jackson Center game was supposed to be last night when you guys were playing. Let me ask you, I know it started snowing up north a little earlier than it did down south. Was there any talk of postponing your game last night?
Yeah, there was a lot of thoughts about it. The discussion between the superintendent was going on. They were keeping me informed, but it just kept raining and raining where we were at. So our trip up, we drove the regular speed limit. it was fine. But as the night unfolded, it got pretty hairy. It took us about 2 hours to get back. Usually it takes us an hour to get back from Lima, but we just drove slow and everyone got back, no accidents, so it was good.
All right, well, good. Listen, now Ken just mentioned you guys had a big win last night over Convoy Crestview, 61-51. And, you know, two guys, Coach, that we've been talking about all season, is senior Kyle Stahl and sophomore Ryan Mikesell. I think everybody knows who those guys are. However, there was another senior that came up big for you last night in the fourth quarter, and that was Jordan Bender. Can you talk about his role in your team a little bit this season?
Yeah, he's kind of a calm, cool, and collective guy. You have practice players that are awesome in practice that don't show up for the games, and you have big game players. And Jordan Bender's a big game player for us. He never gets too rattled. He never really gets down on himself. He has unbelievable confidence, and he had a big three to push it up to I think 5, and he followed that up with an and 1, pushed the lead to 8. And so he's been a great contributor throughout the season.
Coach, hi, this is Ken Francis. You now move on after that victory to play the Delphos St. John's Blue Jays, a team that knocked off New Bremen last night. Was this the matchup you were looking for, considering you had beat Delphos earlier in the year?
I mean, I guess we got to play somebody, you know, and so we'll be ready for them. But their guard play is very hard for us to defend. They have shooters all over the floor, and Geisy was the MAC player of the year for a reason. He gets in the lane so well. If you don't help, he's going to finish. If you do help, he's going to kick. So we're going to have our defensive shoes on tomorrow if we want to get the win.
I've seen the Blue Jays play early in the year. It was actually just a scrimmage, so I had an opportunity to see Curtis Geisy play. Phenomenal athlete. And not only that, they've got junior guard Ryan Kester. This young man's been shooting the lights out from three-point land lately, and especially the last 5 games. What's your plan to defend against him?
We got a couple different options. Lately, we've been playing a lot of man and a lot of switching man. So we're going to kind of see which one's working, and we're going to kind of ride it out. As you said, Kesters can shoot. But on top of him, you also have Clark can really shoot the ball. Busher can really shoot the ball. And so what we have to do is we have to keep our man in front of us and just make sure we challenge shots with a high hand. And we do that, we think we'll be all right.
Coach, I'd like to congratulate you, first of all, on another 20-win season. Last year you had one as well, so that's back-to-back 20-win seasons for you. You'd have to go back to 2006 for the last St. Henry team to win 20 games. In your opinion, why has Redskin basketball been so successful lately?
Talent. Kyle Stahl is a really, really good basketball player. Ryan Mikesell is one of the best sophomores, not only in our area, but I would say in the entire state. He's getting recruited by some D2 schools, and it won't surprise me before his career is done if he doesn't get a Division I offer. And then on top of that, we have great senior leaderships, guys like Alex Post, Jordan Bender, Jesse Evers, Kent Helmgard. They'll do all the scrap that needs to be done in order for us to be successful. So the talent is what makes the difference, and we have a lot of talent right now going through the system.
All right, Coach. Hey, last question, and we'll let you go. Now, I know this might seem like forever ago, but I'd like to go back to the your second game of the season. You came to Russia and you squared off against your old coach, Paul Bremagen, in the gym that you played your high school ball in. Now, I'm not sure if that's ever happened before at Russia or with Coach Bremagen, but can you go back and tell me what that moment was like for you?
I loved it. For me personally, I still root for Russia outside when they play us. I'm a Russia fan. I loved playing there. It was awesome. The fans were fantastic. We had a good run while we were there playing in the late 90s, early 2000s. And to get back into the gym was terrific. And obviously I have the utmost respect for Coach Bremagen. He taught me as much as any coach has throughout my career, and it was great to go head-to-head against them. We were able to squeak one out against them, but I love going back. I love being there, and hopefully we'll keep on playing for years to come.
All right. Well, listen, hey, we'll let you go. I know you got a game to scout, and I sure appreciate you taking the time, though, to talk to us tonight. Best of luck Friday night against Delphos. We're going to be rooting for you back here in Russia, and thanks for joining us tonight on Fish Report Live.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Kenny. Have a good one.
All right, that was the head coach of the St. Henry Redskins, Ken, Eric Rosenbeck. I know he was happy to be on our 50th show here, and I'm glad to know he still roots for the Raiders a little bit.
Yeah, I know Eric fairly well, and he's a great guy. He's a great basketball coach, and he's just a lot of fun to be around too. So good luck to him and his basketball team.
All right, well, we're going to take a little commercial break. I'm going to be back in just a few minutes here, but hang in there. You saw some of our favorite guests from the past 49 shows at the beginning of our show tonight. We've got a few more coming up here, so check this out, and we'll be right back.
Congratulations to the Fish Report on the Big 5-0. Keep it going, boys.
Fish Report Live. This is Don Mack from Bocking saying congratulations on 50 episodes. We look forward to watching your show every week, and we really appreciate the coverage you give, not only for local athletes, but the surrounding areas, and especially girls basketball. Thanks again, and congratulations.
Hello, Fish Report Live. We're the Rishi Girls Golf Team.
Congratulations on teeing it up 50 times.
Your show always hits the short stuff. It's never in the rough. And you're regularly on par with your eagle eye for sports. You got us hooked with all your jive for reporting.
So thanks for being pros. Now here's the pitch.
Congratulations on 50 shows.
And here's to another 9.
Or 18. Or 36 more.
I got red and blues in my rear view to a 9 down 75. I got blood on my boots and a shaky hand and a smoking 45. There's a light in the sky, 10-step bulls, all with the beat on me. Well, I hope they're ready for a long, long night, 'cause I won't go easily. They'll never take me alive. Go on after me, 'cause I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me. They'll never take me alive. This is the end of me, 'cause I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me. My friends all told me what I could not believe, what the whole town already knew. With that little girl I call my own, she just could not be true. So I drove around, so I found a truck parked in that boy's drive. Well, I kicked in the door, into my gun, said, hey, have a nice night, but never take me alive. Go on after me, 'cause I shot that girl, the one that said she loved me. You'll never take me alive. This is the end of me.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live, everyone. Our 50th show, Ken, and before the break, we were talking about some high school boys and girls basketball. We're going to change gears here now and talk a little spring training baseball, and we had a nice interview on Monday night with Dave Ross of Sydney, didn't we?
Yes, we did. It was a lot of fun. I always enjoy talking all sports to Dave Ross, but especially spring training, and it was a lot of fun talking to him, especially since he was down in Goodyear, Arizona, and he gave us a lot of insight on different things, what was all going on down there, and it makes me want to go myself, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the interview actually lasted about 15 minutes. We're going to have we're not going to show all of the video tonight. We're going to have the full version on the Fish Report website tomorrow, so the listeners, you can hear the full version. But tonight we're just going to listen to a shortened version. And what are we going to be listening to tonight, Ken?
Well, I had a chance to talk to Dave about the local talent, Corey Lupke, Craig Stahman, and Jared Hoyne, and it was real interesting to hear what he had to say about him. Craig Stahman is actually doing his spring training in Florida, and but it was just neat to hear from a professional, to be honest with you, in Dave Ross, and he shared these words with us.
Dave, I appreciate you taking time joining us tonight from Phoenix, Arizona. I always look forward to reading your Sydney Daily News articles, and from what I can tell, I assume you're enjoying the annual trip to spring training?
Ken, this is my favorite time of the year. Used to really enjoy the trips to Florida. In fact, I'll be in Florida at the end of March, but the Reds have moved out here. This has kind of become home for anywhere between 2 and 3.5 weeks, depending on how the calendar falls for me each year. I love it out here. I love different things about the trip getting here, and I love the proximity of the teams. I'm staying somewhat in the western part of town in the Peoria area, and there's 7 ball clubs that are real close to here. In fact, well, I think more like 9, I guess it is. It's absolutely amazing. So it's great to be here. It's my favorite time of the year, and as you could tell from Monday's piece in the Sydney paper, there's some stuff that I really like to write about, including Jared Hoying.
Yes, it is. Well, speaking of Jared, we know you enjoy covering the Cincinnati Reds and the local talents and Craig Stallman and Corey Lupke and Jared Hoying. Can you give us a little more insight on these 3 local talents and how their spring training is going?
Well, Jared is $50 richer today because that's what a minor league player who is not on the big league roster gets when he suits up for a big league game. Now, today he didn't play, but he was in uniform for a game just up the road from here where I am in Peoria. They were home today in surprise against the San Diego Padres, won a walk-off game. So Jared didn't get in, but I'm supposed to see the Rangers play 3 more times this week. The Reds have an off day and also have a couple night games, so I get to do a few different things. Jared made the one appearance, as I detailed, on Friday. Got to bat a couple times. He's 0 for 2, so if he gets a hit the next time up, that's worth 333 on his batting average. Corey Lupke, there was never any plan after his Tommy John surgery late last May that he would do any competitive pitching in spring training of 2013. I've seen him, and that certainly remains the case. He's trying to get his work in and see where that takes him. That'll need to be updated later. I've been with him a couple times, and in fact, Corey asked me. He said, "Well, how's Jared doing?" And I gave him an update on that, and then he said, "How's Craig doing down in Florida?" And I kind of chuckled. I said, and this was early last week, I said, I haven't even looked. And I said, think what a difference a year makes. A year ago, I was looking every day to see if Craig had gotten into a game. Did he enhance his chances to stick with the Washington Nationals, et cetera? Of course, he went ahead and had a great year last year, pitched in the postseason, got a 2-year contract. So now he's one of the big boys. He is basically not coming to training camp, having to earn a position, and I found myself that I hadn't done my due diligence on him. So I've looked it up a few times. In fact, as we talk here on Monday night, I was just online and saw that Craig has made 3 appearances that by and large appear to be decent with an earned run average under 3. So that's where our 3 guys are. We've got one who's injured, one who's definitely going to start the year in the bigs with a new 2-year contract in Craig Stammen. And then also we have Jared Hoying. Hard to tell whether he'll be a AA or a AAA to start this year, but he should get some at-bats here with the big club, and we'll see where that takes him.
All right, Ken, and that was Dave Ross, and boy, that guy, he's so interesting. I could just listen to him talk for an hour.
Well, I could too, and I told him, I said, I hope to see you around the ball diamond around Shelby County this spring at some high school games, and he said he definitely would be. So I hope to get another opportunity to talk to him, but like you said, I could talk to sports with Dave Ross for a long time and not get bored.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our spring training baseball talk, Ken. Let's get back to that trivia question you asked me at the beginning of the show. Give it to me again and give me my choices.
All right, well, you knew that our first show was about high school cross country. So my question was, our competitor ESPN in 1979 had their first show. What sport did their first show cover? Was it soccer, poker, softball, or football?
All right. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know what the answer to that question is. I do have a little help here on Twitter from a guy named Big Army Dog. And Big Army Dog says the answer, Fish Report, is soccer. So I'm going to go with soccer. That's my answer.
You know what? You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
And so is Army Dog.
I don't
You're
know if
both
I'm
wrong.
Big Army Dog.
Big Army Dog's wrong. The first sport covered on ESPN in 1979 was the World Series of Slow Pitch Softball.
Wow, I didn't know they played slow pitch back in 1979.
I wasn't for sure either, but actually I did know that. I think Heavy D's grandpa was, or dad actually, Heavy D's dad back in the sound room was one of the better softball players around back in his day.
Now that I believe. All right, well, it looks like we got somebody coming in our studio here, Ken. What's going on here? Who's this guy? Oh, this is our water boy here, Ross. And why don't you come on around here, Ross? What do you got here?
We got cookies in there, and it says Fish Report Live, 50 shows.
You want to light that, Ken? Well, thanks. Did you make those cookies yourself?
No.
I'll let you do the honors. Why don't you blow it out there? All right. Well, happy 50 shows to the whole crew here, to Ken and the guys back there in the sound room, to our water boy here. It's been a fun ride, hasn't it, Ken?
Yes, it has. That's for sure. And I've loved every moment, Craig. I've loved all 50 shows. If we didn't have fun doing this, we wouldn't be doing it. But, where else can, I was thinking back of all the different athletes and the great coaches and that we've talked to. We've had many, many state champions. We've had individual champions. We've had team champions. We've had a national champion on our show. We've had a high school Heisman Trophy winner on our show. We've had pro athletes on our show, so it's just been a lot of fun, Craig. And the first 50 were fun. I'm sure the next 50 will be just as much fun.
Yeah, they sure are. And I want to thank our guests tonight for helping us make it a big night. Coach Rosenbeck and Dave Ross for joining us. Made it a big night. The guys in the sound room that do a lot of work back there, and guys like this that you don't see that are off camera that do the work too, Ken. We're looking forward to doing it again, and we're actually going to take a couple weeks off after tonight, recharge our batteries a little bit, come back bigger than better than ever. And like you mentioned before, we like to have fun, and I'd like to leave the viewers tonight with just a couple lighter moments from the first 49 years. And
I've got one other thing. Shows. It's our 50th show. I'm going to give away a T-shirt. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
All right. Coach Eric Rosenbeck, St. Henry Redskins. You look real good in a Fish Report T-shirt, so we're going to give you a T-shirt. How's that sound?
I think that would make his day.
All right.
All right. Well, like I said, let's leave our viewers with some of the lighter moments from the first 49 shows. Enjoy this.
My other big question is, did you get a moment to head over to the concession stand? And if you did you have a big cat?
Of course, I have the big cat dinner, and after you have the big cat, the game's just like a little extra on top.
Hey, let's not forget this guy. Come on in here. This is our production engineer, our water boy, the guy behind the scenes. He takes care of us and makes this job look so easy.
This is Tim. Leave a message. I'll get back with you.
They've got about 8 girls that come in at a 5'11" with the wingspan of an albatross.
Switched roles a little bit here. We took Heavy D out of the sound room. We threw Craig into the sound room. And myself, I'm in my normal spot, just a little camouflage. You might not be able to see me.
You look good, Ken.
I actually had the Reuben and a Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and I got to say it was tasty. So.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm going to tell you one thing. They had the sugar candies covered. They had the Mars, they had the Hershey's, they had the Willy Wonkas.
Smarties.
If you wanted sugar, there was about 57 varieties. For appearing on tonight's show, we're sending Coach Borchers a gift certificate to Frisch's Big Boy Francis, a Frisch's Big Boy sandwich. Coach Borchers, what's your favorite thing?
You guys are nuts.
Happy birthday, dear Fish Report. Happy birthday to us.
That's a nice looking hot dog.
That's a nice dog.
That's a nice rotisserie dog.
All right, well, let's go back in the booth. You guys got anything in the wide world of sports?
Just a couple shout-outs tonight, Craig. Not so much sports, but being Ladies' Night, I want to give a shout-out to the love of my life, Foxy H. Keeps it all together for me. And also, I noticed on the Fish Report telemetrics that we have someone that's tuning in from Berlin, Germany. So it's, I think it's morning there. So, hallo, guten Morgen, Deutschland.
That's all for us, folks. See you in a few weeks, and good night.
From Studio F in Russia, Ohio, for Ken Francis, Craig Bissinger, and TK, this is Heavy D, signing off, saying good night and good fishing.